Welcome back to More Sports and Les Levine, the Weekend Winners Edition. I'm Dave Bacon. Note to owners of professional sports franchises, if you're going to take a team and leave Ohio, the fan base is going to fight you back. In '95, it was the Browns that drove the NFL crazy, ended up getting an expansion team back a few years later. This year, it was the Columbus Crew who ended up keeping the Crew in Columbus. So Columbus Crew SC still their new ownership group, and we are pleased to be joined by the longtime voice of the Columbus Crew, Dwight Burgess. Dwight, take me through the reaction to the city keeping the team where it belongs in Columbus.
An amazing 14-month ride, Dave. It's you don't expect to see this in this day and age in this country of ours, but the fans spoke up and the local community took notice of that, and they began to get together and combine resources. And I think while it gets lost in the shuffle, a lot of frustration with the league and how this was all handled, we have to remember that MLS's willingness to listen to this new group and give them an opportunity was a big piece of the puzzle as well. But I think this is a story that's going to resonate on a lot of levels, potentially for a long time.
Now, the new ownership group, the Haslams, the majority owners, Mr. Smith down in Columbus, a minority owner, went out and hit a home run, I think, with the president and the head coach, Caleb Porter and Tim Bezbachenko, both with Northeast Ohio and Central Ohio ties. What has the reaction been to the structure that has been put in place for Columbus Crew SC moving forward?
Well, I think you're bringing up a great point, Dave, and there's a number of things to think about. First of all, with the transition that the Cleveland Browns have been making as of late, there is a really positive vibe around that organization and, of course, the Haslam family at the front. Pete Edwards in Columbus, among those that's been deeply involved, like myself, been around with the organization since the beginning in 1996. They've taken a lot of really good steps. They've combined resources. They connected with the community and the county. There's going to be a new training facility that will serve not just the team, but the entire Central Ohio area. Brand new stadium downtown, kind of finishing off the triangle of Nationwide Arena and then the Clippers AAA baseball park. But the next step was, well, what about the team? Because that's what the fans really want to know most. And all they did was bring in a guy in Caleb Porter who's won at every level at which he's ever coached, including raising the cup at Moffray Stadium in Columbus, defeating the Crew there in December of 2015. So that's huge. And then Tim is going to come in and run. This is a guy that grew up in Columbus, played soccer at DeSales High School. That is a traditional boys Division II high school power in the state of Ohio. So you've got a winning commodity. You've got a guy that knows the state and has been successful both in the league office and with Toronto FC. It's just been one home run after the next.
Now, Caleb Porter also won a national championship at Akron, built that program. He pretty much could have gone anywhere he wanted to go. He chose to Columbus. How big of an important piece is that? And what does he walk into as far as roster and style of play goes with Columbus Crew SC?
Well, I think it's a huge statement, Dave. I think it's an absolutely massive statement. This is a guy, Caleb Porter, as I said, he's known success everywhere he's been. Not only the national championship at Akron, won the MLS Cup. He was also the U.S. men's Olympic team coach at one time and has accomplished enough that he gets to be a little bit choosy at this stage of his career. And he bypassed other opportunities within the league, such as a big market Los Angeles Galaxy club, to be in Columbus. That is an important statement. He inherits a roster that is largely intact from the past couple of seasons. There are commonalities between the way he plays and the way Greg Berhalter before him played. So I'd be surprised if we see any major changes roster-wise initially, but there are going to be, I think, some tweaks here and there as to how they actually play.
Dwight Burgess, longtime voice of the Columbus Crew SC. We appreciate the time. Thanks very much, and I'm sure we'll be checking in with you as things move forward with the Crew down in Columbus.